Howdy folks, John Caldwell here with the results of WWE Starrcade for all of you who missed it tonight. The U.S. Bank Arena in Cincinnati, Ohio hosted WWE Starrcade 2018 on Saturday night. A 1 hour special of the event aired on the WWE Network earlier tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Elias was in the ring performing and then brought Ric Flair out. Flair mostly flirted with women in the front row until Nia Jax, Tamina, Alicia Fox, and Mickie James came out. Jax had a lot of heat. Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, and Dana Brooke eventually came out as well. They ended up having a short house show style match where Banks submitted Fox with the Banks statement. Bayley got the best reaction of the babyfaces, so Sasha Banks, Bayley, Ember Moon, and Dana Brooke defeated Nia Jax, Tamina, Alicia Fox, and Mickie James. Our next match was Drew McIntyre taking on Finn Balor. A lot of people said that was a pretty good match. McIntyre won with the Claymore kick in about 10 minutes. Balor got a big reaction and was the most over face on the first half of the show. Dolph Ziggler was ringside and interfered a few times. Our next match was the B Team taking on the Revival, which ended up being the B Team defeating the Revival. They had a short match. It ended when Curtis Axel pinned Dash Wilder with a sunset flip. Our next match was the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Cesaro and Sheamus, The Bar, taking on the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Bar retained the titles with a bro kick in about 8 minutes. This was mostly a comedy match. Shortly after that, Baron Corbin issued an open challenge since Braun Strowman couldn't be there due to his elbow injury. Completely out of nowhere, Bray Wyatt answered to a big reaction, getting tons of fireflies. And that ended up with Bray Wyatt defeating Baron Corbin. Corbin stalled a lot in this match according to what a lot of people said. They ended up having about a 5-minute match that Wyatt won with a roll-up, but Corbin ordered the match to be started again as no DQ and then brought out Ziggler and McIntyre. And that ended with Bray Wyatt defeating Baron Corbin in a no DQ match. Elias and Balor made the save, and Wyatt ended up hitting Corbin with the Sister Abigail. They forgot it was technically a match and had to roll Corbin back in the ring for the pin. Our next match was Charlotte Flair taking on Asuka. A lot of people said this was a pretty good match. Charlotte won with a small package in about 10 minutes. They did a babyface match and then embraced after. Shortly after that, Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Mysterio appeared on Miz TV. Mysterio was wearing a neck brace to sell the attack from Randy Orton on SmackDown. The Miz asked why he was here instead of recovering at home, and Mysterio talked about how important Starrcade is to him because it was the first place he saw his heroes like Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Sting, and Eddie Guerrero. And then when he mentioned Eddie Guerrero's name, there was a huge Eddie chant. Miz and Mysterio ended up getting in each other's faces, and Nakamura attacked Mysterio from behind to start their match, which Rey Mysterio won. He defeated the U.S. champion Shinsuke Nakamura by DQ. Less than 2 minutes in, Mysterio took out Miz with a dive after Nakamura moved. Miz broke up a 619 attempt for the DQ. Rusev came out and made the save, with this being turned into a tag team match. And in that tag team match, Rey Mysterio and Rusev defeated the U.S. champion Nakamura and The Miz. Mysterio and Rusev won in about 5 minutes after a 619 and a Machka kick on The Miz. There was big Rusev Day chants throughout the arena. The WWE after that match showed highlights of Sting vs. Flair from Starrcade 1989 while the cage was put up. Shortly after that, it was AJ Styles taking on Samoa Joe in a steel cage match. Styles won the match in about 12 minutes with the calf crusher. Joe had the rope break, but Styles wouldn't let go of the hold since it was no DQ. According to many, it was a good match, though they didn't incorporate the cage too much. And then our main event of Starrcade, Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins took on Dean Ambrose in a steel cage match. Rollins retained the Intercontinental Championship after escaping the cage. It was a great match according to some and went about 20 minutes. The crowd was hot for both guys, especially Dean Ambrose since the show was in Cincinnati, his hometown. They used the cage a lot, along with a kendo stick that Rollins brought in. Ambrose seemed to be playing the cowardly heel in the match. He begged off, raked the eyes, and tried to escape as much as possible, and according to some, it was definitely match of the night. So there you have it, the results of WWE Starrcade. I will see you here tomorrow for another great Jamin Jones Wrestling News flash briefing on Amazon Alexa devices, Spotify, and YouTube. Yes, that's right. Jamin Jones Wrestling News is officially now on Spotify. You can just type in Jamin Jones Wrestling News and follow the podcast on Spotify. I'd really appreciate that. It's really cool that that's happening. I'm going to try to get JJWN on iTunes next. So, on to the next one. Hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving break and an even better Thanksgiving. For now, this is Jammin' John saying thanks, goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.